Hello, strange people of the internet on YouTube. Don't worry, I'm one of those people. Today we're going to be doing a Python video, basically creating a GUI. People seem to love my GUI videos. I've done plenty of them in auto hotkeys, so today we're branching out. Python. Everybody seems to be second favorite language when it comes to auto hotkeys, because it's very similar and pretty easy to learn if you know the one or the other. So yeah. Today we're going to be doing this in VS Code because that's where I like to do my Python. And the first thing we're going to be doing basically is we're going to be creating a login, username, password, that kind of thing. So yeah, we're going to be doing, first thing, 2 lines we need to do is we need to do from Tkinter. I guess that's how you say that. And we're going to import it. Then we're going to do the import. Specifically, we're looking for message boxes as box. Depending on what you're doing, you might have to change this up. Just look at the documentation on that. But yeah, we're going to be using this library here, or directory, whatever you want to call it. So the first thing we're going to be doing is kind of follow along here. We're going to be doing a def dialog. Let's get my mouse out of there. And we're creating our first function here. So parentheses, the little clock thingy. I can never remember what they're called. So yeah, what kind of information are we looking for? So we're doing our variables are going to be username and password. And it's just going to be entry 1, get, entry 2, get. So dot get parentheses, because that's the information we're going to grab from our GUI that we are creating. Then we need to do like an actual check. You know, was the input valid for the login? So if we're doing 2 ifs basically built in together here. So if in parentheses username equals, which means basically true, Tom. So that's going to be the username we're looking for. Obviously, you can make multiple ifs if you have multiple logins. We can also use maybe like an INI file or a SQL or something. That could be a later video that I cover on how to do that versus hard coding like I'm doing here. So we can get a little bit more in depth. If you want to see that, definitely hit the like button. It lets me know what videos you want. And yeah, so we're going to be checking both the username and, as you see, there's the ands word. Password is just going to be PW123. Let's keep it simple. End it with the little commas or colons or whatever they're called there. But now we need to also display an answer. So box, so a message box, show info dash correct login. So basically we're doing the title here and what text is going to be displayed. So if these match, both equal true, they both have to equal true, not just one of them, because we have that and there. We could replace it with an or if you wanted to only check for one, but that would make sense with the username and password. So we're going to do correct login. But if any of this data is incorrect, we are going to display a message box saying invalid login. Pretty simple, right? Now we need to, this is us grabbing the information and checking. Now we need to actually create like our GUI here. So we're going to create a window. We're using TK, which is this up here. So it's just, you can be shortened to just TK. Window title. So what do we want our title to be? We're just going to call it login, please. We're going to create a frame. So the frame, once again, it's going to be a window. So frame equals frame window. So that's basically how we're storing that for later use. Label 1 is going to be our username. So we're going to do a label. It's going to be the window. It's going to be text. What does the text equal? Username. Just make sure you put it in parentheses there. Same thing here basically is we're messing around with the first label, and this is just the X and Y coordinates. You can play around with this to adjust the layout a little bit. You can get a lot fancier with some other libraries that exist out there that I plan to cover at some point. But this one's pretty simple. It's just, you know, PADX, PADY equals, and that's just kind of displaying how it's going to look, which we'll show you it when we run it. So basically, yeah, same thing here. We're doing entry 1. So this is label 1. This is entry 1. We're doing, you know, 15 by 5, 15 by 5. label 2, which is the password, as you see here. How's that laid out? So play around with this stuff, learn how changing the X and Y coordinates can adjust stuff, all that kind of stuff. Then we need a button, obviously, because we need to be able to confirm and do that if statement that we had up there, the if else right here, right there. If I can highlight it. So we're going to create a button. So pretty simple with this. Button is a button, text is text. Pretty straightforward. We're going to put it in the frame, and it's going to just say login, that's the text, and then the command is dialog1. That basically is going up here to call upon the function. So when we click that button, what code is it going to run? Well, we need to run the if else up here. We need to grab it first and then check it. So that's what this is going to do. This is really cool to be able to do, and so simple. Just, call upon where you want to go. Boom. Easy function. And then just kind of things here with how we want stuff to be laid out also with the button XY coordinates, all that kind of stuff, how we want to package it. And then we have window main loop. That basically is just, once I push the text box, it takes me back to the login. Obviously, you don't need this if you plan for it to do something else, that kind of stuff. You can also just exit the loop if the check works. So let's run this. All right, let me move that. So here it is. For how simple the code is, this turns out very well. You can resize it and it will move. Keep it centered, basically, is what it's doing there, because we have it set up that way. But yeah, there you go. You see our login window title, login please, username, password. So we got, fields and everything here. We got our labels, all within a frame. So let's go ahead and enter the wrong information. So I'm just going to put gibberish. I'm going to push login. It's going to do that if else. Obviously I got it wrong, so invalid login. We're going to push OK, and we're going to go up here to make sure I get it right. Now we're going to do it correctly. So username is just Tom, password is PW123. Sorry, it's hard to see my keyboard with a microphone in front of me. We're going to push login, and boom, correct login. And then from there, you just have it go to, whatever you wanted to do after that. So yeah, this is a very basic, quick run through. I can dive in deeper with this kind of stuff if you guys are interested in Python GUIs or just basic kind of functionality like intro stuff to Python. I don't plan to dive too crazy deep, but GUIs I could definitely see a lot of people being interested in. So let me know down below in the comments if you guys want to see anything specific. When it comes to Python, obviously I'm usually doing auto hotkey videos, but I do branch out because I hope you guys want to branch out eventually, learn something new, or at least just know what's out there in the world in case for the future you want to try something different. But all my videos usually have to are targeted towards automation in some form. So this is kind of like I guess this is kind of automation and the if-else checking logins, kind of automation. It's a stretch, but we'll take it. So yeah, all right, everybody. Hope you guys like this video. Definitely subscribe. I'm throwing 1-2 videos out to you guys every single week for the most part. Sometimes I take a vacation, and I will see you all on the next one.